Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 9 p.m. You're watching on Live RTD channel. Welcome to this English news edition. Coming up, the headlines. The President of the Republic returns to the country from Egypt. And on the international scene about Senegal wins its first African nation Cape title. Those were the top stories. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margili, returned to the homeland after an official visit that extended for 48 hours in Cairo at the invitation of his Egyptian counterpart Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. During his stay in Egypt, President Ghele had extensive talks with his Egyptian counterpart Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to discuss aspects of cooperation and distinguished relation that exists between the two countries and the people. The meeting also discussed broad development, prosperity, maintaining economic and trade cooperation, and strengthening the logistics sector between the two sides. On the economic front, the two sides will sign agreement on Egyptian investment in Djibouti. After his arrival in Cairo, the President of the Republic, Ismail Margili, headed to the Federal Palace of the Arab Republic of Egypt, where the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi was at the forefront of the future President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margili, and the member of the economic and accompanying delegation. After that, the national anthem of both countries were played, and then the President of the Republic celebrated all the personalities who lined up to receive him, accompanied by the Egyptian president and high-ranking Egyptian figure from the Arab Republic of Egypt. At the beginning of the visit, President Ghele and his Egyptian counterpart held important talks during which they reviewed the brotherly relation between Djibouti and Arab Egypt and ways to develop and strengthen joint cooperation in the next stage.
رائد احمد مراد من الحرس الجمهوري حرس الشرف جاهز للتفتيش يا فندم.
Constitute an opportunity for the two sides to shed light on the process of brotherly and historical relation linking Djibouti and Cairo and other files on common interests as well as regional and international issues. The President of the Republic, alongside with the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, took a photo family, which was followed by a face-to-face meeting with his Egyptian counterpart, Mr. Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, were a close bilateral talks session. After that, the two president held extensive discussion in the presence of the delegation of the two countries. The discussion focused on strengthening the deep and historical relation of cooperation between the two countries and supporting economic reform and development in Djibouti. President Gili praised Egypt's effort and role, which contribute to the development of African continent, expressing Djibouti's desire to increase the activity of Egyptian private sector in the country. After that, His Excellency the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, and his Egyptian counterpart Abdel Fattah al-Sisi sponsored the signing ceremony of their important cooperation agreement, which are an agreement to create a mechanism for political consultation between the two ministries of foreign affairs, signed by Minister of Foreign Affairs of Djibouti, Mr. Mohamed Ali Yusuf, and his Egyptian counterpart, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Egypt, Mr. Sameh al-Shikri, and an agreement between the port and free zones authorities and the Egyptian Ministry of Trade and Industry. The third agreement was signed between the Djiboutian Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources and the Egyptian Ministry of Petroleum and Mineral Resources. During the press conference, the Egyptian president took the floor and said, "It is a great pleasure for me to welcome you today to your second country, which is Egypt." For more details in this report.
فخامة الرئيس إسماعيل عمر جيلة رئيس جمهورية جيبوتي الشقيقة، السيدات والسادة.
It is a great pleasure for me to welcome you today in your second country, Egypt, a visit which is part of our continuous consultation and coordination between us at different bilateral and regional levels and in the deepening of our frontier consultations which took place during my visit, of which I am very proud, to Djibouti in May 2021. These primary consultations confirm the strategic relations that unite our two countries at all levels, supported by strong and mutual political will. Today's talks with my brother, His Excellency President Guelleh, were characterized by frankness and transparency and reflected the extent of the governance of views between us on many bilateral and regional issues and matters of common interest. In this context, we reviewed during these consultations the progress made in the bilateral cooperation projects between our two countries, and we agreed on the importance of joint work, with a view to providing the necessary support to increase mutual investments and the contribution of Egyptian companies to the steps of economic development in Djibouti, and the efforts to open the branch of the Bank of Egypt in Djibouti in the future. We stressed the need to move forward to increase the volume of trade between the two countries and establish the Egyptian logistics zone in Djibouti.
For his part, the press conference of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, stressed the depth of brotherly relation between the two countries. For more details, let us listen to the head of state.
أود أن أشكر فخامتكم على حفاوة استقبال التي حظينا بها منذ أن وطأت أقدامنا أرض الكنانة وعلى حسن الوفادة وكرم الضيافة المعهودة عن بلدكم العزيز وشعبكم الكريم.
It is a great pleasure for me to be here today in Cairo, capital of the Republic of Egypt, and I would like first of all to thank you, Mr. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, for the warm welcome we have received since our arrival in the land of the Kriana, Egypt, and for the generous hospitality. Mr. President, my presence here today among my brothers in Egypt after your historic visit to your second country, the Republic of Djibouti, clearly reflects the friendship ties between our two brotherly countries and strong strategic relations at all levels. My most beautiful visit to Egypt is also part of a common concern in the strong mutual political will to strengthen bilateral cooperation in all areas, as well as the framework of permanent constitutions on regional and international issues of common interest. I had fruitful talks with my brother, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, which focused on ways to develop and strengthen bilateral relations at all levels, as well as on various issues and topics of common interest. We agreed on the importance of launching the relations of the two countries towards new horizons by developing cooperation frameworks in various priority areas, foremost among which are economy, trade, investment, industry, tourism, security, culture, energy, infrastructure, and capacity building by paving the way for a new phase of the existing partnership between the two countries. At the regional level, we stressed the importance of reactivating cooperation to consolidate regional security.
The Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed received the special envoy of the President of the Russian Federation for the Middle East and Africa and Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Mr. Mikhail Bogdanoy. Mr. Mikhail thanked the Prime Minister for the warm and fraternal welcome he received upon his arrival at the airport. He also stressed the need to strengthen the existing relation between the two friendly countries. Then he informed the Prime Minister of the real goals of his tour of Middle East and African countries, which is to hold Expo 2030 in Moscow. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, and the Chinese ambassador to Djibouti signed a partnership agreement to stabilize the Institute in Djibouti at the Kampaski Palace Hotel. The signing of agreement took place in the presence of prominent personalities, including Chinese businessmen present in Djibouti. It also took place with the online participation of officials and leaders of China Foundation for China International Education, members of the administration of Ordinary University, and other officials. During this meeting, a short report was present on the expansion of Chinese language thanks to the international network of the Chinese Institute around the world. During this meeting, Chinese officials discussed the effort and ambition of this international institute, which brings the Chinese language and culture closer to the world. In his speech, the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training thanks the leader of the foundation and the university for their Chinese university for their support and valuable contribution to the Republic of Djibouti. He affirmed his firm support for the development of the of this Confucius Chinese Institute in Djibouti. The Vice President of the National Union of Djiboutian Women gave a speech by Ms. Hasna Ahmed Bilil, who spoke about the program implemented by the National Union of Djiboutian Women and the effort it made to obtain this funding. The National Union of Djibouti Women, which is in charge of implementing the national literacy program, has hosted a large number of women for the past 4 years. Women who, despite their difficult socioeconomic situation, struggle to learn tirelessly. This shows that these women have a place in society. We decided to support the 30 people who wish to continue their educational journey to providing them with an income generating activities. In turn, the Minister of Women and Family Affairs, Ms. Muna Usman Aden, expressed her happiness at handing over the financing agreement to the Seven Winning Association, explaining that her department works every day with civil society to improve their living condition and carry out various activities aimed at raising their standards of living and improving their daily condition. She had, it gives me great pleasure to join your side, Mr. Ambassador, and all the winners for handing over this founding agreement for our project, which have been selected for the beneficial of seven associations present among us. She continued, my ministerial department express my complete readiness to work alongside our partners and representatives of women's communities and civil society, conclude the minister. The president of the Port and Free Zones Authority, Mr. Abubakar Umar Hadi, received in his office yesterday the free zones at point 23. Dr. Anwar Jamali, Director General of the Sharifian office, the world leader in the production of phosphate fertilizer and derivative product to the by the two sides. Discussions were held and several topics, including the import of fertilizer through our port to Ethiopia. The two sides also discussed ways and means to enhance the developed cooperation between the two sides, discussing also were concerned about the use of Tadjoura port as a hub for the transshipment of fertilizer to the country at the endorsement of the main advantage of transporting the fertilizer which is destined to Ethiopia, and the countries in Djibouti is to shorten the transit time by 6 weeks and thus provide faster delivery. The Center of Excellence in Africa Logistics and Transport, in cooperation with Dorale Terminal Management Company, organized today at the Faculty of Engineering at the University of Djibouti a Lean Six Sigma training courses for port cadres, personnel, and executive in the logistics and transport departments. The aim of this organizing meeting is the course is to provide a space for the benefit of participants to acquiring operational skills. The Lean Six Sigma work is the way of activity participating within the project team, enhancing the knowledge of project management approach and lean the tools for continuous improvement, gain the knowledge to lead an improvement project independently, and this remote role is scheduled to last for 9 days and will be presented by an expert from specific consulting. The Assistant Governor of Djibouti in the 5th constituency in the municipality of Belbela, Mr. Daoud Qoumanebuh, chaired this morning an important working meeting on ways to confront delinquency among young people, Various heads of public security service, such as the National Police and the National Gendarmerie, participate in this meeting. This meeting was also attended by the police commander of the 5th District and all employees of the subdiaries facilities of the 5th District during this of the 5 district were present. During this meeting, the participants held a wide-ranging consultation to protect young people from delinquency and doing wrong way. Officials in Obokh district have launched several projects under the motto of with the aim of revitalizing the local economic and beautifying the environment by establishing the recreational site, planting trees, and beautifying the city. On the second day, vigorous sets of solar energy were distributed for the benefit of 300 families who do not have electricity in the district of Asian and agricultural tools were also distributed in order to encourage farmers to go ahead with their agricultural programs and increase the empty production in the district of Obokh. In the district of Obokh, and the convoy of the Prime Minister, accompanied by an important ministerial delegation that include the local authorities, was able to take tour in Obokh. He also able to meet all the head of decentralized service and both closely about the service challenge and concern authorities. Garbage track provided by the International Organization for Migration was handed over to the local authorities. The work of this track will be managed by Obokh Women's Association in charge of garbage collection. The United Youth Movement concluded yesterday, Sunday, at the second point to raise awareness for young people about the importance of digital citizenship. This workshop aims to raise awareness among young people in particular and internet user in general about the optimal use of the internet and a social network and encourage them to become ideal citizens and role models for others. The head of the youth movement, Mr. Ahmed, urged the youth to be exemplary citizen because citizenship is moral and values that must be possessed and an opportunity for the development of our country. Many words were also delivered during this workshop where the Secretary General of the Youth Movement, Mr. Suleiman Ali, and the youth committee member called for promoting a culture of a digital citizenship for the development of our country. For the youth movement, it seeks to contribute to be promotion and consolidation the culture of a digital citizenship for young people to spread important and positive message on several networks and to combat this delinquency in the Republic of Djibouti. We receive with great sadness and sorrow the news of the death of Mr. Zahir Abdullah Waberi, who passed away last Friday in Turkey while he was in treatment. This disease was born in the year 155 in Wa'a, and he left his wife and widow six children, 16 children and 24 grandchildren, as he was one of chief of the district, the Minister of Energy, and the governor of Artar, and the president of the regional council sent their deepest condolence to the family and relative of the disease, asking God Almighty to bless the disease with the vastness of His mercy. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Moving on to the international scenes, Senegal beats Egypt on Sunday evening in Yaoundé in the final of the African National Cup. Senegal won the shoot foot of 4-2 after it ended 0-0 after the extra time. Salah, who was supposed to be his team's final penalty taker, did not get a say in the shoot foot. After that, the two of this team missed. Senegal had lost two finals previously, including against Algeria, the last African Cup of Nations in Egypt in 2019, when Mr. Mane was left inconsolable. This time, Mane provided the winning moment. He raced off to jealously celebrate with the teammate, but also returned to spend some time consoling. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.